Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Okay, I am going to keep this one short and sweet. We're not going to stay long on Smackdown. Hello, Jay. My day was fine. Thank you so much for asking. Hello, Nika, Kayla. Main event, you made it. You made it today. What up, though? Kira, hello. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's get into it. Smackdown kicked off with the hometown hero, Trick Williams. Trick Williams is from South Carolina. He went to college there. He went to high school there. And of course, everybody was very excited to see Trick Williams. For whatever reason, they still have Lil Yachty with Trick Williams. And I know a lot of people are like, celebrity people do stuff all the time. Love that for them.
Go home, Roger.
Yeah, I don't need to see Lil Yachty anymore. And Trick Williams doesn't need him for clout or anything. Sorry, the TV's pretty loud. He doesn't need any of that. So it's very interesting that that's the way that they're going with this. But I digress. He came out there, talked, and I'm sorry, but I muted it because I didn't want to hear what Lil Yachty had to say. And I heard some of Trick Williams, basically talking about, being from South Carolina, talking about, going to college there, loving it, all that stuff. Well, The Miz came out, and The Miz came out there, and they had their back and forth, and it ended up being a match between The Miz and Trick Williams. Trick Williams did beat The Miz, but of course you had Kit Wilson interfering in that match, and it looked like Miz was trying to cheat, but he ended up taking a hit with the kendo stick from Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty did pay dividends for Trick Williams. He has been since and before Trick Williams got the championship. So, we will move on from there. Trick Williams got his storybook win in his hometown, and it seems that all is right in the world of Trick Willie. Okay, now we're going to move on. We're not going to go in direct order. We're going to go in the way I remember it. Jade Cargill showed up last week and took out everybody. And this week she decided to be very big, very bold, because she knew that Rhea Ripley was not there. So she's like, basically, she come out there like, soon as I show up, everybody want to go home. Nobody wants to be around. Everybody wants to get quiet and mousy. But the one thing she said that I loved is that pressure breaks pipes. That's a bar. A lot of people don't like Jade Cargill and they don't really listen to her because they don't like her delivery. But she be spitting bars out there often. And I was like, that's a fire ass line. Like, period, sis. Period. Okay. Now, after she said her thing, Charlotte came out during her session. And of course, Charlotte was just like, we don't want to hear that shit. She was like, girl, we tired of hearing you talk. And she was like, oh, look who it is, the little backup dancers. And Bliss was like, well, bitch, if we backup dancers, what does that make me, Chin, and fucking B-Fab? Like, ain't they supposed to be making you look better? Like, what's going on? What's happening? And I was like, ooh, now look. It's always black women before everybody with me, but bitch, she got you there. She got you there, okay? She really do. I'm not even trying to be, disrespectful. I'm just saying she got you there. Charlotte was like, well, since your ass ain't in the match and you don't have no match at all, you can take your ass out of the ring and go sit down somewhere and watch us who actually have a match compete, and maybe you can learn something. And then Jay was like, well, bitch, listen. I wasn't done talking, but since you decided you wanted to interrupt me, I'll let my homegirls take you out like they gon' do. And by the way, I'm going to go sit down because I do deserve a break, right? I do deserve to be entertained, right? So she was like, but please be entertaining, because right now, talking to the both of you, I'm bored. And I was like, oh, could it be your icy demeanor? Your storm-like quality bringing down the mood? I wish I could be the one to relay stuff back to people. Because I feel like I would just have a good time. Anyways, it led to a match that was already scheduled to go. It was me, Chin, and B-Fab versus Charlotte and Bliss. And for the most part, the girls put on a decent match. However, Jade Cargill got involved, and she stole a win from her girls and gave a disqualification win to Charlotte and Bliss. But that didn't work out in their favor. She ended up taking out Bliss. Bliss ended up getting thrown into the barricades of the arena while Charlotte took out everybody in the group. And of course, Jade is not going to take her on face to face. So she backed off and took her girls to the back. And in the back, we saw as the show went on that Bliss and Charlotte are at their wits' end. They're being attacked on every angle, from Fatal Influence to B-Fab and Michin, and even Nia and Lash have been attacking them incessantly. And Charlotte is just like, we don't need help. We can just keep going. We just got to get the upper hand. And Bliss is like, look, at every turn, bitch, we are outnumbered. Okay? We need help. She said, you told me to trust Rhea. We did. And where the fuck is she at? Where is she? Bliss was like, look, I know Rhea owes us one, but we got to figure out something, and we got to figure out something fast. She said, I got an idea. And then she was gone. Okay? Now listen. They got a match for Saturday Night Main Event. They are going to be competing in a 6-woman tag match. Love that for them, but I'm not sure how this is going to play out next week and all that good stuff. I'm very interested in how this is all going to play out, because it seems like they're going to keep Jade on Rhea, and the match is set for Clash in Italy. Rhea Ripley is facing off against Jade Cargill Part 2. Okay? Now, as far as the tag team titles is concerned, okay, Paige and Brie brought their boring asses out there, and before they came out there, Nia and Lash made it very clear that they were going back after the tag team titles again. My problem with this is that y'all lost y'all rematch for the tag team titles. So you shouldn't get another shot at the tag team titles, no matter who they're defending it against. You should always be at the back of the line, sis, because you lost. Not only did you drop the titles at WrestleMania, but you went up against them again for those titles and lost. It was a one-on-one match. So what do you mean we're going back after our titles? You had a chance to go after your titles and you lost. Okay, you big-headed hoe, you lost. So I'm confused. Because the narrative is, oh, they get to have a second shot at the title, but Sami Zayn can't have one, right? So we watched Sami go to Nick Aldis and basically make the declaration, oh, I'm terrible, I did terrible things, whatever. And he was like, I think I want, I want another title shot. I want another opportunity at the title. And of course, he says, no, you haven't earned one. You have to earn a shot at the title. You have not done that. Sami loses his shit. What do you mean? I haven't done anything. Look at my record, everything I've done this year, everything I've done over the last 10 years, my entire career. You're telling me I don't deserve it. I don't have a right to go after the title. And to be fair, Sami, no, you don't. You lost the title at Mania. You then got a rematch, which in WWE, just because you're champion, you are not supposed to be guaranteed anything. Okay, but they've been doing rematches as of lately. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, you're sitting here, you're complaining because you haven't gotten a rematch for your championship, so you say, but you had one, babe. You had a rematch and you lost it. It's time for you to move on into different spaces. Now, of course, Sami is trying to talk and Rey Fenix is like, I don't even know who you are anymore. You are literally not the man that I know, and I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to find yourself. And of course, this is the same thing that everybody has been saying to Sami Zayn for quite some time now. Now he goes and sits down and he's sitting next to Gargano, and Gargano is still planking for some fucking reason. He is completely catatonic. He's lost it. He can't, get himself together. Whoop-de-whoop. And all you can hear is Sami, giving his best motivational speech. And fucking Candice is like, no, bitch, I deserve a husband who is not like this. I deserve somebody who is a partner, who is actually alive, who actually wants to be with me, who actually walking around, who wants to compete, who wants to be a fighter. I don't deserve this. She said, you know what? Fuck it. And she walks away. Now, Sami, look. He said, you got to get back to you. You got to get back to wrestling. You got to get back to the basics. And then all of a sudden, there was a flicker in Johnny Gargano's eye. So we'll see how this all plays out. We also got to see Danhausen, the ever-loving Danhausen, in his cloning device room with a body. There was a really big body in that room. And he seems to be cloning to create the perfect partner, as I guess. I don't know what that means, but I guess Danhausen's going to get himself a little minion, which I think would be interesting. It's just like a protective, like he'll have somebody to protect him and he's still going to be, evil Danhausen or whatever. It's going to be interesting if they do this right, because you could make this out to be like a Frankenstein and this master type of situation. And you could do this by bringing in a big guy, if you could find one. Like if you were bringing Braun Strowman back or whatever, Braun Strowman could play that part for a little while. I mean, he wasn't doing anything before, so you could do that. I would have him be somebody that, isn't currently on the roster, but is somebody that's been there. And obviously is somebody who's not going to be compensated at a high standard, because we know how WWE doesn't like to pay people. But anyways, I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out in terms of what they're going to do with Danhausen moving forward. That being said, Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes had a little back and forth. You see, Carmelo's been gone for a month after his minor injury, after facing off against Sami Zayn for the second time for the title. And Carmelo is like, he's not happy with the way things have been going with the U.S. title. He doesn't like it. And he feels as though it's his rightful place to be back with that championship, and he's going to do everything in his power to get back to it. And of course, Ricky Saints is coming up because he was asked about his first match back being up against Ricky, and Ricky was just like, it's Ricky Saints. Like, I know what he's all about, but, what else? And of course, Ricky is just like, Carmelo Hayes. Interesting. He said, when I showed up here, you didn't even congratulate me. You didn't even say hi to me. You didn't even speak to me. He was like, I'm not running for fucking president, nigga. He said, nigga, this is about championships and getting myself at the top. You are just a stepping stone to get there. I'm not about shaking hands and kissing babies. You are not of my concern. And Ricky was like, you know all about me. I'm not of your concern. Well, I should be. Okay, I should be. All right, because I'm absolute. Guaranteed. Things have shifted on Smackdown. And if you don't get yourself together, the boat is going to miss you. Carmelo was like, please. He said, it's okay. Because we about to have a match. And I'm going to prove to you why I'm absolutely undeniable. And you are just another problem that I'm finna solve. Ricky Saints said, the disrespect. He said, but it's okay. I'm going to make an example of you just like I made an example of Cody Rhodes. And I was like, oh, well, if that's the example, you're going to be losing, babe. Because that's what happened, if we being honest. They had their match. It was a good match. Ricky tried to cheat, though, towards the end. Once he tried to win fair and square straight up, it didn't work out for him. But Ricky tried to cheat and use the ropes. The ref saw him, and then Carmelo turned it around and did the very same thing to him, but the ref didn't see him, and he was able to get a W over Ricky Saints on his first night back. Ricky ain't had a win since he hit the roster. My man deserves better than that. You feel me? But it is what it is, Now, this was supposed to be a tag team matchup, but unfortunately, due to last week, R-Truth had been injured and he was not cleared to compete. So it was Damien versus Tama Tonga, and that didn't work out too well. Tala ended up interfering and taking Damien out, and it was bad. Royce didn't come out for the save then. Now, last week, he did come out for the save, and of course, there was a little conversation between Royce and Solo, but we'll get to that in a second, because Cody Rhodes came out. And Cody Rhodes came out because last week, Paulina gave Cody Rhodes the contract and told him that, yes, you will be able to get your hands on Gunther if you can get him to sign the contract. Now, here's where I feel like this was unnecessary. Gunther was attacking Cody, right? Cody is the champion, right? If Gunther was champion, this would make sense to me, correct? But because Cody is the champion, you are making him the tortoise to his hair. And I didn't like the logic behind it. It was dumb. Cody doesn't have to beg you for shit. He's champion. He has something that you want. You haven't done anything to make him come after you. See, this isn't like what happened with Drew and how Drew structured it. Say what you want to about Drew McIntyre, right? But Drew McIntyre took Cody off his emotional rocker so much that he ended up making boneheaded decisions that led to him losing his championship. However, in this case, Gunther just choking Cody out is not a catalyst to make him sign a contract for the title. I would not have given a damn if he signed that contract or not. Do you know why? Because there are 17 other men in the back who will gladly take the card for Clash in Italy. I don't need you. You need me. That should have been the consensus. You think you were holding leverage over Cody's head by forcing him to get you to sign this contract, by trying to humiliate and humble him. But you fucked up because there was somebody in the back who was hungry enough to say, fuck all of this. I'm going after mines. And it was Royce Keys. That man came out there and was like, since you don't want to sign the fucking contract, bitch, I'll sign it. And Gunther was like, what the fuck? Like, don't get mad. Don't get mad, bro. You can't get mad. You know why? Because you're the one who played your hand before you had it won. You're the one who showed it. You're an idiot. That was dumb. Okay? It was dumb, and you should have known better. You should have known better. Now, Royce and Gunther got to arguing and fighting about signing the contract. And Nick was like, look, I think Royce got us a fabulous idea. But since y'all can't seem to get y'all shit straight, since Gunther decided he wanted to act like a little poossow out here, trying to force Cody into making him feel professional, when all he had to do was sign the fucking contract. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do, Gunther. But that's your fault. So now you had to wrestle Royce Keys in the main event tonight. Now, after this happened, Solo finds out about it. And Solo goes to Royce and tell him, like, join the MFTs. We'll have your back. We got you, you know. And he was just like, nah, man, I got this. He was like, man, you probably do. But, you know, Jacob said the same thing. And you saw what happened with him. Now, of course, Solo couldn't keep his blind, skunk-headed ass in the back. He had to come out there because he was helping his potential family member. And he ended up costing Roy the match. Roy had it won when he threw the chair in the ring. It was unnecessary. I could understand it better if Royce was on the outside and he was getting beat down by Gunther. But Royce had the match won. He had it won. It's just... Anyways, Royce ended up losing to Gunther, and Gunther won. And Gunther had decided he was all riled up. Gets his hands on the cameraman, yelling in the camera at Cody, and ends up taking the crossroads for his troubles. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That was the end of that. Now, one more thing happened today on Smackdown. Fatal Influence was in the back talking to Kathy. And Fatal Influence basically is just she asked them how they felt, you know, doing such a, you know, maximum impact on SmackDown right now. And they was just like, all these other teams is running around here talking about they friends and they love each other. And we all know that shit ain't true. And she was like, and then JC was like, yeah, because we are a team and we put loyalty above everything. We're a unit. And I'm like, right. So when you were champion and the girls had to be eating nothing, they always had to eat off y'all plate. That was different, right? Where was the unit then? Where was the loyalty? Where was it? Or how about when you was getting your ass kicked week in and week out and you was blaming Fallon and Lacey or Laney? Laney's her name. You was blaming Fallon and Laney every time you got your ass whooped. Huh? Funny how y'all forget. It's very interesting to me. Damn, Matt Cardona 2-1? That's crazy. It sounds like he should have listened to the old Kenny Rogers song, Know When to Hold 'em and then Know When to Fold 'em. Girl, the unit was just you. The messy part about it is that you know full well that the only reason why JC keeps them around is so she can maintain herself with titles. We all know that this is true. Anytime they become a liability, she's going to take them out. She's going to take them out. We know this. Cool. You know, do your thug thizzle. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Whatever makes you happy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was SmackDown. It wasn't a lot going on SmackDown. The first part of the show, like I said, we had Trick Williams segment plus his match was the first 30 minutes. Like, that was literally 30 minutes of the show. And don't get me wrong, I love Trick Williams. I'm happy that he's getting his shine. But I do fear that WWE is not going to let him be able to just go where he's going, and they're going to run him into the ground. Similar to the way that they did Jey Uso. And I hate that for him. I don't want that to him. So maybe I'll be wrong this time. And if I am, I'm cool. But I would like for Trick Williams to be able to make an ascension to the top without it having to be something that has to happen simply because he's over. I feel like you could be over and do great things. Now, there's a few things that I want to mention before I get out of here. One, where is Ilya? Does anybody know? Where is Ilya Dragunov at? Where is he? Where has he been? What has been going on? We saw Tiffany Stratton tonight too, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. We also saw the tag team champions have a match, and I didn't give a fuck about that either because I kind of figured they was going to win. They got another match on Monday against Judgment Day, and then they're going to try to set up the match between Nia and Lash happening at Clash of Italy, I guess. I'm not interested in any of that or this title reign. They're not interesting to watch. I'm sorry. I don't care for Brie or Paige. I probably wouldn't give a damn even low. It'd be even less if it was her sister with her, because I just don't like either one of them. But I will say this: the women's division is too condensed in the tag team division. I need them to move some of them up. Where is Jordan Grace? Is Jordan Grace still injured, or is she ready to go? Because if I was Bliss, I would be calling Jordan to even the odds so they can have somebody with them. Okay? My brain is just like resetting right now. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. But I do have some news. Now look, over in TNA, Cedric Alexander is your new X Division champion. I did not know that because I had not been keeping up with TNA. But he's the new X Division champion. And then Fabian Eichner debuted over in TNA. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's Giovanni from Imperium back in the day when they used to run Roughshot over NXT UK, and when they was running Roughshot over on Raw before Imperium blew up and they kicked Fabian out of the group. But anyways, Fabian is in TNA, and he's the one who's going after Cedric Alexander for that X Division Championship. Now, they made Leon Slater drop the title, and he was very close to breaking the record as champ. So I did not understand what's going on over there. TNA does very odd things, and the shakeup of what they do is strange. So we just gonna have to proceed forward. Saturday night main event is next week. It is on my little sister's birthday. Shout out to my little sister. May 23rd on a Saturday. It is at 8 p.m. Now, I'm not sure of where you can watch this, but I would imagine it would just be on NBC. It's only gonna be on Peacock.
I'm not sure if it's only gonna be on Peacock, but you can watch it on Peacock.
Oh, so you can watch it on Peacock still. That's interesting that they have it. So, it is Saturday night main event. That is something that they used to put on their channel all the time. But it's just wild because they took all of the WWE shit off of their streaming service. So for that to be the only thing is very interesting. Anywhoosies, there are matches that are set up for this already. You have the Saturday night main event. The tag team titles will be defended by Logan Paul and what's his motherfucker's name? Theory from Division. They're gonna be competing against the Street Profits, hopefully, in this this match, the Street Profits will get these titles off of these two bums. And then you have Penta defending his title against Ethan Page. Ethan Page just got there. He only been here for a second. And this motherfucker already got a title shot over on... Oh, hey, Nicole. He already got a title shot over on Raw. So he will be competing for the Intercontinental Championship. And I didn't get the graphic because it wasn't up when I went to go get the graphics. But there's a 6-woman tag match scheduled for Saturday Night Main Event. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss are set to face off against Jade, Michin, and B-Fab in a 6-woman tag team match, especially as to what happened this just a few hours ago on Smackdown. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. I don't know what else they're gonna do in terms of booking for Saturday Night Main Event. Cody's match with Gunther is scheduled for Clash in Italy. So he's not going to be on that card. And I don't think Roman's going to be on that card. If he is, I'll be fucking shocked, honestly. But I don't think he's going to be on that card. Low-key, give him the belt. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. Yeah. So they're going to be at Clash in Italy, if I said it wrong. Gunther and Cody's match. They're the first match that's booked for Clash. And I don't think Roman's going to be on the card for Saturday Night Main Event. I think they're going to have theirs on Clash too. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but I can tell you right now, there are no prospects right now for Liv Morgan. She has no competitors. There's nobody going after her or attempting to compete against her for that title since Stephanie went down. They have not brought nobody up. They had no backup plan. They simply have left her with nothing, which is wild to me. Not only that, but you got her interfering in Judgment Day's matches and everything they got going on because she ain't got shit going on. She has nothing going on. Okay? I don't know what's going on right now, but the shit is getting weird. Y'all need to pull y'all shit together. Okay? Look, you can't have people winning titles and then no feuds. Even Becky got a feud starting with Sol Ruka. You telling me you couldn't figure out nothing for Liv Morgan? Nothing? Okay, girl. Same thing go for Rhea Ripley. Like, it's been longer. How long ago was Mania? So we about a month out, a month and a half, a month and a week out from Mania. No, we just a month because Mania was the 18th and the 19th. So next week, Monday and Tuesday will make it a month. So we haven't even been at a full month away from Mania yet. And Rhea Ripley hadn't had a prospect, hadn't been wrestling anybody, and was involved after Fatal Influence came, attacked her, attacked everybody, except for Jade and them. They ain't attacked them. Ain't no better. Now look, we got Clash in Italy at the end of the month. And then in June, they're supposed to have Night of Champions. And they're supposed to be going back to Riyadh for Night of Champions. There's too much shit going on. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Clash in Italy is on the 31st of May. And this is where they're going to start. Well, next week is going to be the start of their European tour, and they're going to be touring all over Europe. And we're going to next week, within the next month or so, 2 shows on Raw are going to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, more than likely. Clash in Italy is going to be on at 2 in the afternoon on Sunday. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you want to watch it, don't forget it. It'll be on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then, as they come out of the summer tour towards the end, on August 20th, 21st, and 24th, they will be in Canada, Toronto, and Ottawa, and London for all 3 days. It looks like they're going to skip a day. Obviously, they're going to skip Saturday and Sunday and then go straight to Monday. So they're not going to have no live shows, it looks like, on Saturday and Sunday, which is interesting. Any whoosies, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm not going to keep y'all long because, like I said, there wasn't a lot to talk about. Now, we did see Shinsuke get beat up by Tala over Tama. He was just talking to Tama, and Tala came in there and beat him down, put him through a table and everything. And Tama walked away. It doesn't look like Tama's okay with being in the NFTs. And I think very soon he's going to branch out and be all on his own, which I'm not necessarily mad at. I am disappointed we didn't get to see God, but I am happy that Tama's still there because he's my guy. I love Tama Tonga. With that being said, Monday Night Raw, I will do my best to give you guys some commentary. I only had to do commentary on one thing today on Smackdown, and that was on the situation with Cody and them. I didn't really get the opportunity to do commentary on anything else, so it is what it is. But if you like listening to me talk, okay, because I talks a lot, you know I do. Right, we got the Stuff I Want to Talk About podcast over on my other channel. You can look at this over on Spotify. You can watch the video or you can just listen, okay? And then we do Am I the Asshole stuff over there. And we also do Pop Culture Wednesdays over there. So, you know, it's not like we don't talk about wrestling over there. We never talk about wrestling over there. But we have a good time when we talk about all of the other stuff we talk about. So think about SBC chat that we do over here on Freestyle Wednesdays. Pop Culture Wednesday, there's an episode up right now of Pop Culture Wednesday. You can go over there and listen to that. We talk about a couple of viral topics. And then when you're over here in my neck of the woods, we always have Freestyle Wednesday. Freestyle Wednesday is just that. We talk about NXT, and then we talk about whatever we want on Wednesdays. Monday and Friday is where we keep the wrestling all in there. But if you have topics that you want to talk about, especially on Freestyle Wednesday, you got to send me a DM or hit me up over here on the community tab early. I will try every single week to ask if you have any topics that you want me to discuss on Freestyle Wednesday, whether they be wrestling related or personal. It's totally up to you. But I will see you guys next week on Monday when we're back here yapping and chatting again about wrestling. Love you lots. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.